Oh, look at it. She bought that. Period.
What's the craziest conspiracy theory you think about, but you wouldn't tell nobody?
Conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
You got one tapped in? Craziest conspiracy theory. Pizzagate. They all did that shit. They got the island. Yeah, Bill Gates. Goddamn the first lady. Goddamn the Trump. Yeah, all of them. They tapped in.
Hey, Mike, what's your worst breakup story?
My worst breakup story? I caught him in bed cheating and I whooped that.
Oh, man. That's sad, though.
Hey.
All right, next question. What's heavier, a pound of pillows or a pound of pennies?
A pound of pennies.
Pound of pennies. This is the last one.
He can't even say it. He's getting dialed.
I'm not going to answer that question.
Yo, welcome to the New Normal Podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about this Travis Rudolph case. If y'all have not been paying attention or living under a rock, it's been all over social media, news sites, blog sites. Travis Rudolph was found not guilty on all 4 counts. If y'all don't know, he had an issue with his girlfriend, and she called her brothers to handle her situation. We have videos today that we're going to show of her actually assaulting him, being the aggressor. And this actually debunks a lot of the myths that men are typically the aggressors. I know that men and women are equally aggressive. They just show up differently. Whereas women are like more of slanderous, ruin your reputation, gossip. As a matter of fact, they had a report that came out that said that I think like 70 or 80% of workplace bullying is from women to women. So when it comes to women being aggressive, showing aggression, they do it just as much as men, but in a different way. And even in relationships, especially like Black relationships, domestic violence is damn near equal. It's almost 50-50 where, both people are being aggressive, both people are assaulting each other and hitting each other and stuff like that. So we're going to go over this case. We're going to watch it. If you don't know who Travis Randolph was, he was a popular Florida State football player. He was 27 years old. He played for the Miami Dolphins and I think the New York Giants. He was injured. He had a torn ACL, so he was rehabbing. Supposedly, was about to sign a contract with a CFL and go to the Canadian League, and that was part of the issue that him and his girlfriend at the time was having. So I'm gonna play this video right here, real quick, so we can get this thing rolling. Let's go. How y'all doing tonight out there? Y'all having a good night? Y'all make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's go.
Breaking news this afternoon, the jury in the Travis Rudolph murder trial found him not guilty. The West Palm Beach native and former NFL player was charged with shooting and killing a man outside his home in April 2021. Rudolph's lawyers argued he was the victim and had no choice but to defend himself. He was found not guilty on 4 counts, including the most serious first-degree murder.
So if y'all see that, that's the first, those are the counts. First-degree murder was the most serious. They have videos of Travis Rudolph going outside shooting his AR-15. I think a total of 40-something times, killing one of the guys. As a matter of fact, the guys that showed up to his house, one of the guys that showed up, it was 4 guys that showed up to his house, and he ended up killing one of the guys in the car. And the mother started a GoFundMe for her son, and it reached $20-something thousand for a GoFundMe because her son plays stupid games and won stupid prizes. This is weird that, she even got on there and was on the news and trying to act as if her son was a stand-up citizen when he was called to shoot up someone's shit. That's the text message that Dominique Jones sent to her brother to shoot up Travis Rudolph's shit. and we're gonna go over. We're gonna watch this. We're gonna watch this part of the trial where we're gonna watch a lot of the trial. We're gonna go over each person's dealings and stuff in this trial. But right now, we're finna listen to this police call from the brother. All right.
All right, 50. All right, states 5050 DVD. I'm sorry, CD of 911 call. Got it.
Where's your emergency? We need ambulance. Where are you? We're on 30th Street and I don't know. We're in Northlake, 30th Street and Broadway. Yeah, 30th Street Broadway. What's going on? We have someone who's shot. He has a DSW. He's shot? He's not moving. Yes, he's not moving. He's shot. We need ambulance. Fine, one moment. Please hurry. Yeah, I'm dropping it now.
A lot of people don't know this, but the best way to make money on YouTube and
It would be an ad.
in 2023 is not by being
It's West Palm, 40th and Broadway, a male shot. He's not moving. Do we know where he was shot? What part of his body? I'm not sure. I can't tell. But he's not moving. And he's the only one that's injured there? He's the only one that's shot. Yes, please. Okay. We have help on the way to you. We're sending police and paramedics. And you say you can't tell where on his body he was shot, right? I can't tell. All right. And he's laying in the road Broadway or on 40th Street? 40th and Broadway. There's a gas station, abandoned auto park, something. 40th Street and Broadway.
Nah, he don't need to put his head down now. And that call sad. Y'all was so hard in street. So I gotta ask y'all a question: Is it considered snitching if someone was going to do some street shit and call the police because their friend got shot and tell the police who shot who? Is that considered snitching?
Okay, again, is he on 40th Street or on Broadway? We are on 30th Street and Broadway. It's the intersection. I hear from the sirens. Alrighty. West Palm will stage for you. Let us know when. Alright, no problem, sir. Did you see the person who shot him? Travis Rudolph. Sir, he pulled off? No, his name is Travis Rudolph. He shot at him. Travis Rudolph shot at him? Yes. Okay, is he black, white, or Hispanic, Travis? Black. What was he wearing today? I don't even.
So is this, y'all let me know, is this breaking the street code if a person gets on here and tells us who shot who or who shot at who and who got shot and who's doing the shooting? And if you were trying to commit some street activities, I really want to know. Y'all let me know in the comment section.
Even though he came out the house in no shirt. Okay, what house does he live at? He lives at 40th and Broadway? No, he lives in Northlake somewhere. I'm not sure. Off like Northlake and up like past Riviera? Like Lake Park, I don't know. Please, I think okay, well, I understand they're gonna come help and the medics are around as well, but you're saying Travis Rudolph shot him here, so was he in a car? He shot him around his neighborhood. He came outside with the gun and shot at him. Shot at us. He shot at all of us. Okay, but where did that happen? You guys drove to this location? Yes, we were trying to get to the hospital, and we came down the street, and the car stopped working. Okay, Northlake. Are you shot as well, sir? I don't think I'm shot. I'm not shot. Just him. Okay, do you know Travis's address? No, I'm not sure. Okay, so you guys were hanging out at his house. He came outside, shot at you guys, and you drove to this location?
So if you're wondering what we're watching and who we're watching, This is the brother of Dominique Jones. This is the person that she called to, I guess, avenge her. And the reason I say that is because she texted her brother and said Travis was basically being the aggressor. He slammed on the ground twice and all of this. But from the video that we're going to watch, you could see her clearly hitting him. And then we're going to watch his testimony later on about why she was upset. But if y'all don't know, part of the issue in their relationship was Dominique went to get plastic surgery. She went and got plastic surgery to have, got the BBL. And so she was out of commission for about a month. From what she said in her testimony, we're going to watch that too. And during that time, they wasn't really hanging out together. And so she was in the house, snooping through his phone, seeing that he was talking to some chick named Kayla. While he was talking to Kayla, the girl got mad through his phone and stuff like that. And what sent her over the top, Travis told Dominique that her body was better than hers naturally. But I'm not going to get too far ahead. I just want to let y'all know who we're watching and who we're watching. This is the brother of Dominique Jones who came to avenge her and ended up getting shot at and one of his friends getting killed.
We came to talk to him. He came outside trying to fight. We were trying to get to the car, and he went back into the house.
I was always taught you never go to nobody's house, even if y'all got beef, and you go into somebody's house to fight them. You never know what they're gonna come out with. This is a prime example, and should be taken. Should be a lesson to anybody that goes to someone's house and think that you finna go and fist fight someone at their own house. You're supposed to get shot up. And then y'all are in Florida, which is a stand your ground state too. I don't even understand, honestly, why Travis was even on trial for this. And guys, we have to be real with ourselves. A lot of guys are crashing out behind these women, right? So Dominique Jones should be in jail because she facilitated and orchestrated everything, right? She called her brother to do this. She was aggressive with Travis Rudolph, and she was going to ruin a lot of young men's lives this night. Travis could have got killed. These 4 guys could have went to jail. Those 5 people right there. I don't know the repercussions of what's going to happen later on, if they're going to try charges for these guys coming to the house later on or trying her. But one guy lost his life, and that was, I guess, the best case scenario. If she was smart, she shouldn't have even had called her brothers to handle this, because it was something so small and dumb. Fellas, we cannot be crashing out behind women like this. Also, there was a video of a young lady a while ago talking about how a lot of men lose their lives because women are behind a lot of the BS, right? So they will call their brothers in like this instance, or call the man to come and handle their dirty work. Like I said, we got to stop the myth that women aren't aggressors or women aren't behind a lot of the bull crap that's going on when it comes to these murders, or why a lot of guys end up in prison or, causing pain and hurt and stuff like that in society. Let's go.
Got a gun, came outside. We were in the car driving away, and he started to shoot at us.
Okay, now, how many other people are with you right now?
2, and my son who was with us, I don't know where he's at. He drove away as soon as he started shooting. Yes, please.
Okay, you see the police?
Yes, we see the police.
All right, go ahead and flag them down, okay?
We flag them down. Please. Right here. He's gonna back here. Please. Oh my gosh, I love you, bro. I love you.
So that's the 911 call, and I still ask the question: is it snitching if I tell people, hey, this person shot at me, this person did XYZ to me, this person who did it, Travis Kelce, give them his description, what he was wearing, and all of this stuff? Is that breaking the street code? The street code that I don't believe in, but I know a lot of people believe in it. As a matter of fact, do y'all like Gunna's new song, Bread and Butter? I actually like the song. He said some real stuff in this song to me. Let's watch this video right here.
That's right. Today, prosecutors show the jury some surveillance video that they say that shows that Travis Rudolph was the aggressor, that he was shooting at 4 men who came apparently to shoot up his house. Although one of those men testified today saying that just meant they were there for a fist fight, not murder. Prosecutors say Travis Rudolph was the aggressor the night in April 2021. 4 men showed up at his door, Rudolph shooting 39 rounds as they fled.
Now, y'all let me know. Y'all see all these dudes outside this house right here. Who in their right mind gonna come outside with 4 dudes outside your house to fight? This is what you got to ask yourself. Like, and if a dude does go outside or anybody goes outside to fight someone and it's 4 against 1, you're a dummy. You're a dummy. And also, this situation could have been handled. He could have called the police. Travis could have called the police. But like I said, is that even street? Because I'm calling the police. You show up at my house, go deep trying to do something to me, I'm calling the police. I don't care about street cred. I don't care about being cool. I care about protecting my life. And I'm not going out on no dummy mission like this. Like, this is stupid right here on both parties.
Fled following a fight, showing jurors this surveillance video of bullets flying from Rudolph's semi-automatic rifle as he chased them down the street.
This is how crazy these guys is. Now, they had handguns as well. That was found out in the case. They had recovered 2 handguns, and y'all let this person get the drop on y'all like this. And if y'all see this, it look like 4th of July that he letting that thing go.
Murder begins when self-defense ends. Now, that was a simple sentence said many, many years ago, but that simple sentence perfectly encapsulates why this defendant right there, Travis Rudolph, is sitting in the chair that he's sitting in.
The 4 men arrived when Rudolph's girlfriend contacted them, claiming Rudolph had assaulted her after she found texts from other women on his phone, telling them to come shoot up the house.
And see, you got to ask yourself as a man, when it comes to relationships, are you supposed to defend your sister's honor when it comes to domestic situations like this? Because we all know how it get when saliva starts mixing, when sperm and vaginas and Peter Waggers and cootie pops start intertwining and feelings start getting caught, like, things happen in relationships. And I hate that we're supposed to be so, I guess, stoic and have so many, I guess, be so well put together when it comes to relationships, as if emotions are not running high, as if, testosterone ain't running high, or feelings aren't getting hurt, as if we're thinking rationally in these moments when people are doing stuff to us, the person that we call ourselves loving, the people that we share homes with, the people that we share children with, and we're supposed to think rationally in an erratic moment.
One of those men, the girlfriend's brother, testifying he was throwing punches at Rudolph during the fistfight, but insisting no one pulled a gun and all 4 ran and got into their car.
And as you can see right there, she starts hitting him. He's trying to walk inside the door, and she's assaulting him. She's the aggressor.
But Rudolph's attorney insisting,
and he's trying to get her off of him. This is sad to see that it had to even get to this situation. And this might have been, she said she was drinking that night and she was going to get her bottle that she had bought from the house or whatnot. And we need to be responsible for the people that we decide to drink around to, because everybody can't handle that liquor. Everybody can't.
Rudolph was acting in self-defense.
Isn't that a fact that you guys immediately attacked him, never giving him a chance to do anything?
No.
Rudolph's attorneys say he never began shooting until 2 of the men in the car pointed guns at him through the windows, and he was in fear for his life.
They were vigilantes. They were 4 men who went there to retaliate and kill, just as they were ordered to do.
But Kashawn Jones saying he was in the front seat and did not see Sebastian Jean-Jacques lean out of the back seat and point a gun at Rudolph.
I'm telling you that I didn't see any guns pointed.
If y'all watching, y'all make sure y'all like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new here. I want to say thank y'all for tuning in. It's the New Normal Podcast. Let's go.
And 2 of the men did apparently have weapons. Testimony in this case will continue throughout the week. Live in West Palm Beach, Terry Parker, WPBF 25 News.
Like I said, this whole case is stupid. It should have never got here. And like I said, guys, quit being crash dummies for these women. I don't care if it's your sister. And also, you have to know the people that you're trying to defend. Now, if your sister hasn't shown any behavior of being wild and erratic, and she just ends up dating a woman beater, then that should be a time maybe you should defend your sister. But also, that's part of why we have, police and things in place, that if she was getting beat up, she needs to press charges and file restraining orders and stop dealing with this man, because I've heard too many situations where people come to defend their sister's honor, mother, friend, girlfriend, or whatever. And they come to defend them, and the women continue to deal with the man that they were getting defended from. Or I've seen stories where random men step in, seeing women get beat up in the street and end up losing their lives, trying to save the woman. You got to ask yourself, is it worth it jumping into these fights and these situations, trying to save women that put themselves in these situations themselves a lot of times? We always say women got to be better, make better choices. Women got to make better choices. Women got to make better choices. But when does it become men need to make better choices on the women that we deal with? We got people like Zion Williams, multi-million-dollar man out here getting strippers and porn stars pregnant and stuff like that. When has it become that? I remember women used to want to keep their sexual escapades on the low, so it wouldn't get out there, because it lowers their stock and makes it hard for the men that they want to date them, because they might have a reputation out there in the streets. But now we have so many women getting on social media and these platforms talking about what they do in the bedroom, how they do it, how they turn it to the left, right, up, down, spit on, they get peed on and stuff like that. Like, we're living in a weird time. We're living in a time where I see men denying sex with women and women claiming the men. That is wild.
What happens when you get inside?
When I go inside the house, Dominique's standing up with my phone in her hand, and she asked me, who's Kyla?
Kyla?
Yes.
K-A-Y-L-A?
No, K-Y-L-A.
Y-L-A, okay. And who's Kyla? Who is she?
That was a friend that I met in Tallahassee.
And what was she asking? Why was she asking you who's Kyla?
From my knowledge, she went through my phone and she seen me and Kyla texting each other.
What was her attitude?
So this is going to be a forever hot topic. Cell phones. Are couples supposed to go through each other's cell phones? Should couples have each other's passwords and passwords to social media sites, and be able to look through text messages and call logs at any given moment that they want? Or should cell phones be off limits and it be private? Should that be something that in your relationship that's yours and only yours, and nobody should intrude on your personal possession? Should we be able to go through each other's cell phones in that while we're dating?
Attitude like?
You say what now?
What was her attitude like?
I could tell she was mad.
Oh, how can you tell?
It's just how she asked it, and then I went to try to reach for my phone, and she kept it away from me. So I can tell she was mad.
Right. And what did you say when she asked you who Kyla was?
I told her let's go in the room and talk, because I knew my brother was gonna come inside shortly after me. So I was like, let's just go in the room and talk.
You don't want your brother in your business?
Correct.
What did all hell break loose then?
Yes.
Tell us what happened, please.
So the next thing that happened was basically we go in the room. She still was asking me who Kyla was, and then she FaceTimed her. And when she faced,
How did she do that? On your phone?
yes, on my phone.
Your phone was working?
Yes, it was working.
So this woman is extra crazy. She gets the man phone and points the phone at his face and FaceTime the girl so she can see the interaction between him and Kayla.
This time.
She FaceTimed her. What did she do?
She angled the phone to where as if it's just me that called her. And basically she had it set up and I guess she was looking for answers or something. And me and Kyla had a short, brief conversation. And then after that, she was like, "You ain't shit." Dominique said that, I'm saying.
She hang up the phone or did she let you?
Yes, the phone hung up.
She hung up.
Yes.
She was testing you to see who.
Ireland, a land of rolling green pastures and endless adventures, where the cliffs are tall.
Sorry for that.
Kyla was?
Yes.
Why'd you even participate in this?
I mean, like I said, it wasn't nothing to hide. And I was just like, all right, you want to go do that, pretty much.
Right. So you figured no big deal?
Yeah, no big deal.
At the end of it?
No, it wasn't.
What happened then?
So after she said, "You ain't shit," I asked her, I was like, "You doing all this? Let me see your phone." And then that's when she started spazzing out. She started hitting me on my head. And
how was she hitting you?
Hard. Like she was like trying to hurt me.
Why'd you hit her back?
I mean, I don't believe in females. My mom always told me that if you...
I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I believe in hitting females. Especially the way this woman, when y'all seen that video from earlier, how she was hitting him. I believe in hitting females. I believe in defending yourself. And we can't be acting like women are 130 pounds anymore. Like, no, these women is motherfucking linebackers. Strong as hell, backs wide as fuck. That's why when you get on social media, all the women talking about they're trying to unbig they back. They got backs like Mark Henry running around here looking like they got them 1980 shoulder pads on. Like, no, like, yes, we should hit women back at this point. You should put them women on their head or drop them on their neck because, like I said, these are not little, small, docile women who who are dainty and cute and feminine. No, these are no limit soldiers. These are women that smoke blunts and have black lips and have like one of my homeboys said, had them trap house tattoos all on them and stuff like that, and a bunch of piercings in their face, so they can take a little pain. If they can take pain like that, trust me, you drop them on their neck, it ain't gonna hurt them. They'll bounce back up like ain't nothing happened.
You ever get to the point that you want to put your hands on a female, just leave her. Just leave the situation.
And are you defending yourself, like blocking her, or what are you doing?
Yeah, blocking her, like basically balling up pretty much because I knew she was mad. So at that time, I took it as like maybe I deserved it because she seen me texting her.
See, these are the things that have people in relationships for a long time, because now she's hitting him and he's justifying her hitting him because he texts someone else. You should never put your hands on anybody, no matter the circumstances whatsoever. You should never put your hands on anybody, no matter the circumstances at all.
Deserve to get hit?
I mean, that's how I took it, I guess, because that's, like I said, it was just a respect thing at that time. So I just felt like, well, she felt like I was texting this girl and that's disrespectful. So
this man asked him, did he deserve to get hit? Did he deserve to get hit?
How about on Valentine's Day? Do you think you deserve to get hit then too?
No, not that time.
Why didn't you just leave her then?
No.
Then he got hit during Valentine's Day too. What? So this is a cycle. This is a part of our relationship where she gets mad and puts hands on you. You can't be, I don't understand why people be in abusive relationships like this, physical or verbal. Now, if a person's gaslighting you or lying to you, maybe manipulating you, and you don't honestly understand or know that, that's one thing, but somebody cursing you out and saying stuff blatantly, putting their hands on you, like those are things that we got to draw the line on. That's a red flag. The first time somebody, I don't even want to be in a relationship where I'm play fighting with a woman. I don't even want to play fight with a woman.
Like I said, I love hard, so her good outweighed.
And I wonder, was he raised by his mother and mother-in-law? Because this sounds like a woman, a hurt, scorned woman that's saying, I love and I love hard. So this excuses any bad behavior of the person that I'm dating. This is weird.
The bad. That's just what it was.
Oh.
Yes.
All right, so she's hitting you and using any objects or just her hands?
Well, actually, before she hit me, I forgot to say this point. She threw my phone and just broke it.
Where'd she throw it, against something?
She threw it on the ground. I had this tile floor, and she threw it.
Bedroom?
Yes.
And did you pick up your phone?
Yes, I picked it up and man, you really just broke my phone. And
how do you know it was broke?
I looked at it, the screen cracked, it's black and everything. You can't even open it.
See the screen at all? No light would come out?
No.
And I know he plays football and has probably been getting hit in the head, most of his life and stuff like this. But he don't seem a little slow too. Maybe that's how she was able to get away with hitting him and stuff like that. And maybe that's why he thought or accepted being hit on, because this is a person that's used to getting hit and taking head hits and body hits and getting punched in the face and elbowed and kneed and kicked for a career. So maybe a woman, maybe I ain't gonna say little because she ain't a little woman, but a woman hitting him maybe it's not a big deal because he gets hit by big burly men. I don't know. I'm trying to see where his rationale comes from or why he feel like he deserved to be beat on.
You know if it was still receiving calls?
No, I don't know. I didn't think it was receiving calls because it's broke. You can't even see the phone.
Shut it off, or there's no way to do that?
No, there's no way to do that because how this iPhone set up, you gotta press one of the side buttons and then the volume button, and then you gotta swipe it on the screen. So
you couldn't do that at the
no.
All right, so what happens after she breaks your phone? Do you hit her or does she hit you?
No, that's when she started hitting me and everything. And then in the midst of that, she had picked up a trophy and hit me on the top of my head with it.
Did she hit you full force or was it partial force?
Yes, it was full force.
Did you get injured or not really?
No, I didn't get injured because I pretty much braced for it. I seen it.
Like I said, this is a person that's been getting hit all his life. The way he said, "Well, I braced for this hit would be get hit with a trophy." Oh, this is his everyday activity. Yeah, I just braced for it. It's not a biggie. This is weird.
Coming.
Did you try grabbing her and stopping her, or what'd you do?
Yeah, I tried to grab her. After she did, I'm like, Dominique, stop. And then she put a trophy down. And then that's when she got her stuff and she was walking out of my room.
She act like she was injured and she couldn't hit you or anything, or she pretty strong at that point?
Yeah, she's pretty strong.
Did you ever hold her hostage and tell her?
I told you. He said she's pretty strong. He holds his Mark Henry nowadays. Mark Henry, the world's strongest man. That's what these women looking like right now. That's what they built like.
You can't leave your room and block her from leaving?
No, not at all.
Are you a low-income American on food stamps or Medicaid? If so, you are now.
Not at all.
Did you start raising your voice during this time period?
Yes, because she's like, fuck you, broke ass bitch, and you a fuck nigga, and all things like that.
And terrible things?
Yes.
Start saying some terrible things back to her?
Yes, I was saying things back to her.
Why were you doing that?
I mean, God.
Because we was mad and we was arguing, and she was saying stuff to me, so I want to hurt her feelings too. That's why I'm saying it back to her. That's why I told you, when people when they intertwine those fluids and those spirits and those lifestyles together, and you call yourself loving somebody and they say something wild and crazy to you, you're going to say it back to them, because now you're trying to cut me, I'm trying to cut you too.
Because I'm obviously frustrated that it even got to the point where she broke my phone. It's one thing that you're hitting me, but you broke my phone. I don't think that was right.
Did the fight spill out of the room?
Yes.
And what happened after that?
I thought she was leaving, but when she came out my room, she makes a right. That'll be where my living room is. And she goes to my PlayStation 4 and picks it up and slams it and breaks that.
The police.
So she's violent and burglarized and vandalizing your place. Violent and vandalizing your place. And we know that she abused him again on Valentine's Day, and he thought this was normal.
Did you ever take that or take pictures of it to your knowledge?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Completely smashed?
Correct.
Did you try stopping her or you couldn't?
Nah, she beat me to it. Like, she did it fast at that moment. So
He was fully recovered, in your opinion, from whatever?
most definitely. Most definitely.
But where was Daryl or DJ at this point?
I think after the PlayStation was smashed, that's when he came out the door and was like watching us.
Out of his room?
Yes.
He's already in the house at this point.
Yes.
So, to the best of your knowledge, what happens after the PlayStation gets broken?
After the PlayStation gets broken, me and her going back and forth at each other. I'm saying things to her, she's saying things to me.
How about physical force?
Not at that time.
Horrible things.
Yeah, just horrible things being said. And she's walking. Yeah, she's walking out. I'm following her. And then I remember us being outside at one point.
You ever tell her to leave?
Yes, I did tell her to leave. I don't remember. I just remember I told her to leave.
In the house?
Probably. I don't know.
Stained.
Where did you ask her to leave? Do you remember?
I can't recall.
How about your brother? Did he ever ask her to leave?
Yes, he did.
When was that?
I would say that was probably like after the fact. When you see like on the doorbell cam when she was hitting me and stuff and he got in between us. It was like, Dominique, just leave.
So let's talk about that. How did y'all wind up going outside?
She was on the process of leaving and I was following behind her, still yelling at her. She's yelling at me. Right. And then I remember I told her, go back inside and get her bottle. And when I went back to the door, I basically tried to open the door was locked. So that's how we got to that point.
Brother locked you guys out.
Yes.
The brother said, y'all can take this shit somewhere else. The brother locked him and his girlfriend out the house. What I would have did in that situation, my brother was getting beat on and his girlfriend was acting erratic. I would have told him, we're going to kick her out and we're going to lock her out the house. This is the way I could protect you as my brother. But the brother said, you know what? You need to go outside with this crazy woman because I'm not dealing with this. This is crazy. And it's wild to see it from the male perspective and that it got so far. They have a show called Snap. And Snap kind of goes the same way as this. Typically, a woman wants to leave. She's trying to get insurance money. She might be married to the guy. She starts dating someone that she figures can possibly kill her spouse or her husband. And then when you get to the end of the show, she's been dating this guy on and off behind her husband's back for like 2 or 3 years. And, you know, they have made this elaborate scheme to fall in love and run away with the millions of dollars of insurance money. And then the big nail in the coffin of them getting insurance money is 6 months before he was killed. They renegotiated the insurance claim and upped the insurance claim as if they had planned this the whole time. So, like, can we just stop this narrative that women aren't out here trying to kill and hurt men, that they're not aggressive, or they don't set up other men using that cootie pop. They put that cootie pop on these men who not used to getting any vagina, and they tell these men, hey, go and kill my husband or my boyfriend.
Tired of it.
Yes.
All right. Does he open the door for you?
Yes, he opened the door.
What we saw in the video, is that what happened?
Yes.
All right. What happens when y'all get inside?
She goes and grab her bottle. And at that time, my brother's still in between us. And she's going outside, and I go back outside, still yelling at her, going back and forth.
Going back at you?
Yes.
More physical violence at this point?
No, not at that point.
What happens then?
And then after that, I remember.
If y'all watching this video, can y'all please make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it, We're growing this page, leaps and bounds. I want to tell y'all, thank y'all for tuning in tonight. Let's go.
Like right before she got to her car, I told her she's just mad because Kyla looks better than her and her body looks better than her naturally.
No, you didn't. You didn't tell her that, did you? That's why Dominique went off, because he told her that Kyla's body looks better than hers naturally. Let's listen to what he said again. He said, what now?
Not at that point. And then after that, I remember like right before she got to her car, I told her she's just mad because Kyla looks better than her and her body looks better than her naturally. And I sent her to a rage. She came back. My brother, he's like pushing me back type thing, but she went back to where these like the palm tree, it has bricks around it. And I was like near my car. So she went back.
See, this is what should have happened with Kyla right here. They should have did this right here. Kicked her ass out, threw her ass out the house. This right here. Y'all remember Uncle Phil used to throw Jazz out the house all the time. This is exactly what they should have did to Kyla. The brother and Travis should have grabbed her both by arm, leg, and just threw her out the house. But this don't make no damn sense at all.
Back and she had grabbed a brick and she went to pick it up as if she was gonna throw it at my car. And
did she throw it?
No, she didn't throw it. Me and my brother got there in time to get the brick from out of her hand.
Right. And what happened after you guys got the brick from her hand?
After that, she was still swinging on me. Well, that she started swinging on me, and then she like took the bottle that I believe it was in her purse, and she took the bottle and she like hit me on my head with it.
Tequila bottle?
Yes, the Patron bottle.
Bruh, this sounds like some real crackhead stuff right now. This is what this sounds like. Real crackhead stuff going on right now.
Where did she hit you on the head? Do you remember?
It was like on my right side because she was like in the right in front of me and to the right of me. So
top of your head?
Yes, the top of my head. Right
show us approximately where it was. So.
Like in this area.
Your scalp?
Yes.
Top of your right ear?
Yes.
Were you able to brace yourself or block?
Yes, I seen it coming, so I braced myself.
This whole man life is about getting hit and bracing yourself. I told y'all, he's been getting hit most of his life. So when this woman hitting him with bottles and going over his head with trophies and punching him, he's so used to it because he's getting hit by 350-pound linemen and stuff like that he thinks this is normal behavior.
You able to block it or no?
I blocked most of it, but I did get hit though.
What happened when you got hit?
I guess DJ like, all right, Dominique, like you went way too far. So she eventually goes back to her car.
DJ said what?
Like you went way too far. Like just leave. I'm telling you, Dominique, leave.
Okay. Was DJ getting upset?
Yes, he was upset.
Know if DJ ever got hit while he was in the middle of you two?
I can't tell you that. I don't know.
Did you get hit numerous times that night?
Yes.
Did you ever hit Dominique at all?
No, not one time.
Try to restrain her from stopping to hit you?
Yes, most definitely.
And was your car window broken at that point?
No.
So your phone, your PlayStation, anything else broken that you remember?
No, that was only two things.
Your heart, probably.
Yes.
And was this pretty much the breakup?
That nigga said in your heart too. Nigga, I'm trying. My heart, nah, my heart ain't broke. Shit, we've been on a break for a minute now. I'm trying to get gone. Like I said, this is exactly what they should have did with Dominique. They should have threw Dominique out of the house.
Yes.
I think that was the end of it?
Yes, I thought it was the end of it.
Before Dominique left, did she ever make any threats to you and out loud?
Yes, she pretty much was saying, I'm gonna have my brother them to come over here and fuck you up and kill you. Like that was just the gist of what she was saying.
You ever talk like that before?
No.
F you up and kill you?
No, she never talked like that before.
Oh, but this night before she left, she said that?
Yes.
How many times, do you remember?
Numerous times.
Did you take it serious?
No, not at all.
You wish you did?
Yes.
Any reason why you didn't call the police on her?
Just I love her, and like I said, I don't think it was that serious to call the police. I just felt like she was just upset and emotional. So
because this is normal behavior, and it's probably a FTF relationship. You fight then fuck type of relationship. Some people, I say this, and I'm saying this all the time. Some people do not believe that relationships should be peaceful. Some people have to have some level of chaos and drama in their day-to-day life to live the life that they're living. So this person might have came up in a tumultuous lifestyle himself, seeing his mama get beat up or his mama and daddy fighting. So he might have thought this was normal behavior. And seeing him and listening to him keep talking about love and love overriding and trumping common sense to know that someone is not supposed to hit you sounds like a battered woman.
I just felt like there wasn't no need to call the police.
You didn't want to get her in trouble?
No.
You never paid for your broken items or anything like that, right?
No.
So did you figure that was the last time you were going to see her?
Correct.
Did she drive away?
Yeah, she drove away to my knowledge.
And when you went, did you go back inside your home?
Yes, me and DJ went back inside the house.
You and DJ's?
Guys, once again, make sure you're vetting these women. Like I was told growing up, everything that glitters isn't gold. Women, the Disney fairy tale stuff, we got to let that go. No, this is not Cinderella. This is not the feminine women that you grew up seeing on TV. We're living in a totally different time. The most scandalous stuff is going on. The access to being scandalous. People are condoning it, and sometimes they're even praising things like this. We have a lot of people. We have a lot of residual effects of crack era still, right? A lot of these kids are still crack babies. He's 27 years old. His mother and father might have been on crack too. You know, if they was maybe 17, they might not have been affected by crack. But if you were like 27 and older, you're still a byproduct of crack. And I think a lot of these people in our society, especially the way crack hit black people, are still dealing with the effects of crack today. A lot of these people are just like this right here. They are. They're just like that. Crackheads. Crackhead behavior. Ain't no way in the world you think that being hit on is some normal, just everyday type of stuff. No way. Let's watch Dominique testify. I got some timestamps for her because she was on here for a minute. She had a lot to say.
I love shopping The Real.
It's luxury brands up.
Every other type of communication. Do not know if he had intentions or not taking me.
All right, you may continue.
Thank you. So you really weren't making a living as a real estate agent, right?
No, but I do have a mom and she's a medical assistant, so.
Okay. And you were living with your mom. Right? And you also had some costly cosmetic surgery around that time, right?
I feel uncomfortable discussing that, so.
She feels uncomfortable talking about her cosmetic surgery because Travis told her that Kayla's body was better than hers and her body was natural. And you can look at Dominique's face. Dominique has a fat ass face. Y'all ever seen Dragon Ball Z and the androids on Dragon Ball Z? That's what Dominique looks like. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna show y'all what the android. Right now, Dominique looks just like this damn android. This is what Dominique look like. Dominique don't look like this android right here. She look just like this android. That don't make no damn sense.
Yes.
Yeah, she got a fat face, some chubby cheeks, as if I don't know. She got some swelling going on, or her BBL didn't hit her right, or she got fluid that went from her ass to her face, or maybe she got face fillers, or her cheeks done, or something like that. But she don't look cute. Dominique is not a cute woman, and I wonder is this a bad wig because she got that hump in the middle of her hair, like she got them prison braids under this wig. Her paw cricket. Yeah, that's a bad wig. She took that motherfucker out the closet and dusted it off, flapped it in the wind, and put it on her head.
During the time you had cosmetic surgery, did you not?
I did have cosmetic surgery.
Okay. And it's your testimony that even though that you weren't making a living as a realtor, you were not relying on Travis for any financial help, correct?
Correct.
In fact, yesterday you testified, you told this jury that you never, he never financially supported you 1,000%, right?
Correct.
At that time, you were also sleeping over his house pretty much on a daily basis. That's what you told the jury yesterday?
Correct.
And it was during this time that you and Travis were dating that you were actually married to another man, Andre Chinsang. Is that correct?
And this is crazy that this woman's acting like this, and she was married to someone else. I wonder did the reason that her and her husband was split up and ended up getting divorced because of her erratic behavior. I wonder that she handled every situation that doesn't go her way in this manner.
Legally separated, but correct.
Well, you were still legally married, weren't you?
But people could be married and separated.
Okay.
So we were separated.
Right, but you weren't divorced, let me put it that way.
Correct.
Okay. So if you're not divorced, then you're still legally married. Is that correct?
I thought separated was a thing.
Separated is a thing. You have to legally say that you're separated. There's a paper that you fill out, and I think you have to go get notarized or whatever to say that you are legally separated from a person. So if y'all wasn't legally separated, then no, it's not a thing. Y'all was still married. Y'all just wasn't living together.
When it came to marriage, I thought you can either be married, separated, or divorced. But if you want to get technical, like very technical, yes, we were not divorced.
Okay. And while you were dating Travis for this year or so, year and a half, you never told him that you were married to another man, right?
No, I didn't.
And you testified yesterday that you and Travis had a conversation about marriage. Is that right? That's what you told this jury yesterday. That you and Travis, at some point, you had a conversation about marriage. You remember that?
I didn't necessarily say we had a conversation about marriage. We basically were discussing has that came up about a future, and I said things have came up that weren't that serious, but yeah, conversations were had.
About marriage. That was your testimony.
Not specifically about marriage, just about a future between me and him, kids, things, etc., stuff like that.
You're telling this jury today that you did not say yesterday on direct examination that you and Travis had a conversation about marriage. Is that what you're telling this jury?
No, we had a conversation about that. Yes, we did.
Okay.
You need to make up your mind. So this is what this man is dealing with. This person that's indecisive, that's lying, that's trying to be manipulative, and so dumb that she's not well at being manipulative. And a lot of people that aren't good with words and articulating themselves and getting their way because they're good manipulators, they usually try to bogart or try to use muscle and fighting and assaults to get their way. And that's probably her whole life. This incident happened when she was 23. She probably didn't fight her whole life.
And you had a conversation with a man about marriage, and you're still married to Andre Chusang. Is that correct?
Correct.
You lied to Travis. You misled him, did you not?
Travis never asked me if I was married.
So you have to be asked a question in order to get an answer, or to be told the truth? Is that what you're telling this jury?
I'm just telling the jury that the conversation about me being married.
That's why you should, if you're dating somebody, you should ask them, are you married? Like this is, are you seeing anyone? Are you married? Are you dating anyone? Those are standard questions you should ask somebody when you're starting to date them. Because most people are only going to give you as much as you ask, right? And because people are going to show you their representative. They were dating for like, I think, a year and a half or whatnot. But they wasn't dating long enough. And then part of that time he was training in Miami to go to the CFL. And another part of that, she was down because she was trying to recover from having her BBL surgery.
Never came up, so I never spoke on it because I felt like it was not my personal business to speak on.
So what you're telling this jury is that unless somebody asked you a question, a specific question, you don't have to tell them the correct or honest answer. That's what you just told them.
I'm not telling you guys that. I'm telling you guys that in relationships, you have a past. It might not be clean. It might not be the best past that you have, but I decided to leave the past of my relationship behind me.
You know, you try to leave the past of your relationship behind you and not tell Travis what was going on because you have a reputation, or you have repetitive acts of probably abuse, or probably lying, of being manipulative, of doing the same thing over and over. Because now I got to ask myself, why don't your ex-husband want you? Or why don't the man that you're married to now, why doesn't he want you? And leaving your past in the past is some woman stuff, because how women like to manipulate and say you shouldn't judge a person by their past, but you definitely should judge a person by their past, because their past is most of the time going to tell you where they're going to go. Their past is going to tell you where they're going to go, what they're going to do, how far they're going to get in life. So when it comes to past, women typically don't want their past to be what people judge them on, because they feel like they can go and do whatever they want to do and no repercussions should come from it. Nobody should judge them. Nobody should say them. They're living their truth. They're living their lives. And this is what we're up against as men when it comes to dating, because if you don't ask the right questions, their past is their past, and they're going to let you believe what you want to believe.
When I started dating Travis, I felt like I didn't need to disclose that because it had nothing to do with what me and Travis had going on.
So
how you being married don't have anything to do with what you and Travis have going on when you and Travis are trying to build and you're talking about marriage, because you have to be divorced first to go get married again.
You were talking about marriage and you're married. You never told him, right? Isn't it true you never told him?
I never. No, he answered.
Next question.
You said that yesterday you told the jury that your relationship with Travis wasn't an open relationship. You remember that?
Correct.
So the implication or the understanding was that this was a relationship that was exclusive between the two of you?
Correct.
When you die, you go to another life. Maybe heaven, maybe purgatory, maybe hell. These are the...
And Andre didn't fit in this at all.
Haven't spoken to him in 2 years.
You got divorced from him after Mr. Rudolph's arrest. Is that not correct?
Yes, because it was already in the plan before Travis got arrested.
You knew in April of 2021 that Travis had received a contract with the Canadian League and was leaving for Canada in the following month in May. Did you not?
Yeah, I knew that.
Okay. And he got a contract to play football. He was excited about that. He was leaving for Canada in a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah.
By his millions of dollars that he was going to be making from the NFL.
First of all, I didn't even know how much money he was being offered.
Next question.
You guys had broken up in April 6th of that year, right? You were basically finished.
I wouldn't say that from the text messages that were shown yesterday.
Well, what about in your mind? Not about the text messages. Isn't it a fact that you guys were pretty much over?
I said I wanted a break, but you know how relationships are. Relationships are iffy. You might say you want a break one day.
No, I ain't gonna say relationships are iffy like that. I can't say that. I can't say it at all.
The next day, you guys might be relationships are iffy. You might say you want to break one day. The next day, you guys might be back together. So
you told the jury yesterday that you hadn't seen each other for about a month. You remember that?
If you don't see someone, it doesn't mean that you're not with them.
Okay. Well, you weren't with each other during that month. You weren't having any.
We were still
during that month.
Right? We were talking every day, FaceTiming every day, and some days when he would come back down, he would come pick me up, and I would see him.
Correct. But you would agree that if you don't see somebody for a month, and prior to that, the implication is that you were seeing them before that the relationship has taken a change in course, has it not?
Because I had surgery.
So the only reason you stopped seeing each other for a month was because you had surgery.
Correct. I was at his house every day before I had surgery, and then when I had surgery, I was only able to move so much, and I wasn't really able to drive in a vehicle that much.
So you just said that sometimes he would come and pick you up, even though you told
I had to sit a certain way. I had to do things a certain way in order to go places. Yes.
So you told the jury yesterday that he took care of you for a week, right? You were recuperating, right? Is that a yes?
Yes.
Yesterday, you told the jury that you were concerned because he was in Miami so long and I didn't know where we stood. Remember telling the jury that?
Yes.
So you didn't know where your relationship was at. Isn't that correct?
I didn't know when it came to him being in Miami, but I knew that me and him still had a solid relationship because it was over a year.
Well, why did you say then? I was concerned that he was in Miami so long. I didn't know where we stood.
I didn't. That's why I was going on the movie date so I can figure out where we stood.
Because your relationship was basically over at that point. You
didn't. Nobody ever said the relationship was over. So to my knowledge, it was not over.
You now said, or what you told her yesterday, and when Travis said that he found Kyla's body more attractive than yours, you became infuriated. Right?
No.
You didn't?
No.
You weren't upset that he found Kyla more attractive than you?
No.
When you saw the text from
you could tell she lying. That sent her over the edge. When that man told her that Kyla's body was nicer than hers and her body was natural, and you had just got done having the BBL, you're going to feel some type of way, because I've never met anybody who was confident or secure in something want to go and change it. You obviously are in where it was insecure and had an issue with your body. That's why you would go under the knife and let somebody cut on you and augment your body to look a certain type of way that God did not bless you with.
From Kyla, you told the jury yesterday it was time for me to go. You remember that?
Correct.
And when you saw the text from Kyla, Travis was still outside, right? He was out with his brother. You were looking through his phone when he was outside.
Correct.
So you waited for Travis to come back into the house to confront him, did you not?
I more so didn't confront him. I just went into the room to grab my things.
So you didn't walk right out the door, did you?
I went to go grab my things and he seen his phone on the couch. So he kind of put two and two together.
You waited for him to come back in so that you could confront him. Isn't that what's happening?
I didn't confront him. He kind of confronted me about the situation because he's seen his phone was open.
You wanted to hurt him, and that's why you stayed in the house so that you could confront him and then destroy his property. Did you not?
No, I wanted to grab my things and I wanted to leave.
Well, you immediately went off on him, didn't you?
No.
Yesterday you told the jury I was hurt. I was not angry. You remember that?
What up, Darius?
You were actually very angry, were you not?
I was more so hurt than angry.
But you were also angry, weren't you?
I was more so hurt than angry.
Right there, she definitely lying. She definitely lying. Like this case, like her testimony from day 1 to day 2, she lying all over the place, bro. Like the lady with the lawyer was recalling all the stuff that she was saying, and then she was saying, "I don't recall saying it." Like what? It was just yesterday.
Trying to calm you down, wasn't he?
No.
Isn't it true that he was trying to talk some sense into you?
No, I was trying to get my things and leave, and he was trying to stop me from leaving.
You also used the word that Travis was acting erratic yesterday. You remember that?
Correct.
The fact that you were the one that was actually being erratic.
I would say he started it, and then yes, I became erratic right after.
So after you saw the text messages from Kayla, you actually had Travis FaceTime her, did you not?
Yes.
Did you FaceTime her, or did you have Travis FaceTime her?
I just put the phone up and pressed FaceTime.
That's how you know she was pressed. She put his face on the phone and to FaceTime this girl to see how they interacted with each other, to see if they had something more going on.
Okay,
so she didn't see me or anything.
And the reason you did that was so that she could only see Travis and you could evaluate or watch the way that Travis was interacting with her. Did you not?
Correct.
Okay. And so what did you, after you saw that interaction, it was your impression that somehow these two had a relationship, right?
I wouldn't say relationship, but something was going on, yes.
It was more than a friendship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
And that infuriated you as well, right?
No, I'm not going to use the word infuriated.
You were angry?
More hurt.
So you smashed his iPhone not out of anger, but because you were hurt?
Yes.
Okay. You also picked up the metal trophy on his dresser, and you hit him over the head, did you not?
I did not hit him over the head.
So what did you do with the metal trophy?
If I hit him over the head with a metal trophy, would you...
What you did instead, not if...
I held the metal trophy up because he was standing in front of the door. I was asking him if I could leave. He said no. So I picked it up and I said, let me leave. And he ended up raising his hands up and he said, okay, you can go.
Right. So you never hit him with the trophy. You never threw the trophy at him.
Never.
Right?
Not at all.
Okay. You also took his PlayStation and broke it, did you not?
That was far. Are we going in chronological order or no?
I'm going in. I'm asking questions. You're answering them.
Okay.
The question was, regardless of the chronological order, at some point you took his PlayStation and you smashed it. Did you not?
Yes. After I was slammed on the ground, I did.
Okay. So you did all these things not out of anger, but you did them because you were hurt, right?
It got to a point where I was angry, but with the questions that you were asking me, was I infuriated about him saying things about Kayla or the other things you're asking me? That was out of hurt, but it did get to an angry point. Yes, it did.
And that's when he was following you outside and he was in your ear telling you that Kayla had a better body than you, right?
It was more than that. It was the bitch word, the fuck you, it was more than just about a female.
Okay. And isn't it true? Let's talk about the B word. You were calling him a broke bitch. You were screaming at him out there on the front lawn, were you not?
After he started calling me one first, yeah, I was.
You called him a broke bitch. What did you mean by that? That he has no money?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So why was that important? Why the fact that he had no money? Why was that something that was important to you at that point?
It wasn't important to me because I was still dealing with him when he didn't have money.
Okay. But why was that important at that point when you're being
because he's saying low blows to hurt my feelings, so as a reaction as a human, I'm gonna say low blows to hurt his feelings.
So you were pretty fired up at this point, right?
I wasn't really that fired up, but I was.
If y'all watching, y'all make sure y'all like the video. We're trying to grow the channel. Y'all make sure y'all share it. Subscribe if you're new here. Thank you guys.
Upset, and I was reacting to what he was saying to me at that point. Yes.
He testified yesterday before this jury that he compared me to other women. Remember that?
Yes.
So, besides Kayla, who else did he compare you to?
It was just, I can't pinpoint names or anything like that. I don't really remember. It was just a lot of different names of who I am, what I am, and things like that.
That sets you off, right?
Didn't set me off. I wanted to go. It was ready. It was time for me to go. It was just getting too heated.
Well, you saying now you wanted to go, but didn't you tell the jury yesterday? Then Travis said, "Get the F out of my house." Do you remember telling the jury that yesterday?
I told the jury that I had to go get my things.
You told the jury, then he said, "Get the F out of my house." That's what you told the jury yesterday.
Okay, he might have said that. He said that.
He wanted you out. He wasn't blocking you. He wanted you out of the house.
He wanted me to get out after he told me to go in the house to get my things. So I went into the house to grab my personal items that I brought over there.
Right. He didn't want you there anymore. He wanted you out of his house. That's what you told the jury yesterday.
Okay.
He wasn't keeping you confined in there, was he?
He was.
He wasn't falsely imprisoning you yet on the 6th, was he?
He was keeping me confined in the room. That's why I picked up the trophy.
That's why he told you to get the F out of the house.
You're not in chronological order, so you're saying it.
At some point, he told you to get the F out of his house, did he not?
After he held me in the room and was not allowing me to leave.
He wanted absolutely nothing to do with you. Isn't that the fact?
I wanted absolutely nothing to do with him.
And isn't...
That's a lot, because you said you were trying to figure out where y'all stood at because y'all was on this little break after you had got your BBL surgery.
True, you told this jury yesterday that Travis said, "I don't like you anymore." Remember that? You remember telling this to the jury yesterday?
He was saying, I don't necessarily remember him saying those exact words, but he was saying a lot of things. Like I said, as...
Then why'd you tell the jury yesterday? He said, "I don't like you anymore."
He probably did say that. He was saying a lot of hurtful things.
So he did say that, right?
Okay, so yeah.
See how this woman is just lying and lying and lying. And the lawyer has to keep asking these questions and wording them different ways because she said something on day one. The lawyer is going and recalling everything she said. Derek says she just a liar, LL Pinocchio's sister. He don't like that BBL. That's what happened. Like she probably got a botched BBL. That's probably what's really going on. I don't know what she looks like, but like I said, her face, she got a fat face. She looked like an android off Dragon Ball Z. That wig is horrible. Her part is cricket. And I'm pretty sure she got them jailhouse braids under this wig. And like I said, like it just sitting on the mannequin head in the closet, and she just flapped it in the wind and threw it on her head to come to trial. So, like I said, this woman is not attractive. And he probably had videos in his phone of him smashing Kayla, a picture of Kayla. And Kayla probably did look better. Like he told her, Kayla's body was better than her and than yours, and she was natural.
So he told you to get the F out of his house and he didn't like you anymore, right?
Okay.
Is that true?
Over a million other words, but yes.
Okay, well, I'm asking you about those specific words, not the other million words that he said.
Yes.
So he said a million words?
Not a million, but he said a lot of other
You
things.
just told the jury he said 1,000,000 words. So is that true?
He said a lot of other
I'm
things.
asking you if you're.
He said a lot of other things.
I'm asking you if your testimony right now that he told you 1,000,000 words, if that's an exaggeration or if that's the truth.
Obviously, he didn't say 1,000,000.
Right, Miss Jordan. Like she's literally reading verbatim what she said the prior day, and the girl telling her she don't know what's going on. This is weird. This is a wild case.
Million words.
That's what you just told them.
But he said a lot of other things to me.
Are there other things you've exaggerated about during your testimony?
Not at all. I've been extremely truthful.
Like she asked her, you're being very hyperbolic and you're not telling the truth. You say he said 1,000,000 other words, and now you're saying he didn't say 1,000,000 other words. Like you're being very hyperbolic, you're exaggerating, and you've been calling multiple lies in the 20 minutes that I've been watching this little section of your testimony. I ain't even watched day 1 of your testimony. This is day 2 of her testimony.
All right. So despite the fact that he told you these things, you want the jury to believe that he was the one that was blocking you during this event.
Asked and answered, sustained. Next question, please.
I was
Get her out of there.
you didn't want to leave because what you were doing
her out of
was
there.
interested in
Kick her
destroying his
out.
property,
Get off
right?
still.
No.
Yesterday you told the jury I was saying stuff, but Travis started, right?
Right.
And isn't it a fact that you were the one that actually started this whole thing by sneaking and looking into his phone?
I didn't sneak and look through the phone if I have the password.
But he
Yeah,
didn't tell you could look at his phone, did he?
But if someone gives you something and tells you,
Y'all make sure y'all like the video. Like the video, share the video. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel. Thank you. It would be greatly appreciated.
you are allowed to look at it, I don't believe that is called sneaking.
Isn't it true that you were the first person to become physically violent with Travis and not the other way around?
No.
Not at all?
Oh,
when we were in the house, he was already nudging me to get out.
She lying. She lying, guys.
Physically
She's
violent,
lying.
were you not?
If you can play something or show me something, I can't recall the exact steps of the moments.
I told y'all these are kids. These are kids. The residual effects of crack. These are crack babies. These are literal crack babies that are on this trial.
November 8th, 2021, 75.
So, Miss Jordan, I gotta ask you a question. Do you believe that married couples, should be able to go through each other's cell phone and look through text messages, social media inboxes and messages, and who pictures they liked, and what comments they left up under, who left comments under people pictures and stuff like that? Do y'all think that couples should be able to go through each other's phones? Should they have passwords to social media sites and stuff like that? Y'all let me know.
Yeah.
Let's get right here. I think I'm going to end it like right here on this timestamp.
On direct examination, that Travis manhandled you, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You've also testified that he picked you up off your feet and slammed you to the ground 2 times. Is that correct?
Right.
Is that correct?
Correct.
So he literally picked you up off your feet and then slammed you to the ground on 2 occasions.
Correct.
And you testified that he was disrespectful yesterday. That's the moral of the story. Is that correct?
Correct.
Isn't the moral of the story is that you sent your brother and his friends to go kill Travis?
No, the moral of the story is him putting his hands on me. That is really the basis of everything. And I didn't send my brothers to kill him.
You just sent a text to go shoot up his shit, right?
I didn't say shoot him.
You sent a text to go shoot up his shit, right?
Correct.
Tell the jury what the shit is.
When you're angry, you say things. I'm sure everyone in this courtroom has said something when you're. I'm trying to speak. If you want me to answer your question, you have to let me answer your question.
Well, if you were responsive to my question, I wouldn't have.
All right. Answer the question, please.
Okay. Can you repeat your question?
Question was shit. What does shit mean in the context of that text?
Anything but him.
Bruh.
Okay. So it could have been his brother.
No.
It could have been the house.
Nothing violent. Toward.
I'm asking this question. If you tell someone to shoot anything, is shooting considered violent at any times? Maybe if you were at a gun range, maybe that's recreational, but when you aim, hey, come and shoot up his, when you put his shit in there, does that not become violent? I'm confused. She's confusing.
A person.
It could have been his mother's house, right?
I was upset and my adrenaline was running and I said something that I didn't mean. That's the bottom line of that. I didn't mean for my brothers to do any of that. That's why when my brother left the house, he did not have a firearm on him.
So you're not answering my question again.
Okay.
You told the jury that shit meant anything other than a person, right? That's what you just told them. You remember that?
Okay. Can I clarify the jury? Okay.
Didn't you just tell the jury that shit meant anything other than a person? Yes or no?
I would like to clarify that.
Well, answer yes or no, and then you can clarify. Did you not just tell them that?
I did tell them that, but I want to clarify what I mean.
Okay.
When I said that, I was upset. I was angry, and I said something that I didn't mean.
Did y'all hear her explanation? She was angry. She was upset. She said something that she didn't mean. The reason that I stopped it right there to talk about this is because when it comes to emotions, women have a past to act erratic and say stuff and do stuff because they were emotional, they were hurt, they get that past to do stuff. Whereas men, we don't get a pass to act outside of our emotions. We're not allowed that. But she's using that, or what she texted her brother to come shoot up his shit as I was hurt and all of this other stuff, as that is a justification for sending that text message. Also, y'all think this is the first time she called her brother to do something like this? And if she was just playing when she told Travis this, why do you actually send this text message to your brother as if you don't think he's going to come? If you didn't think he was going to come, what's the point of even sending it? Because you knew that he was going to come.
Adrenaline was running. I am clarifying my answer. Am I not?
Go ahead, finish.
No, you're not clarifying your answer because you're giving a bunch of malarkey. That's what are you doing?
Oh, I was upset and I ended up saying something that I didn't mean. Like, people say things when they're upset that they don't mean all the time. But
no, people don't say the stuff that they don't mean all the time. That is childish. That's what children do. As a 23-year-old woman at this time, I don't think it's the first time she has called her brother to be in the force. I agree, Miss Jordan. Obviously, she hasn't. This is not the first time. And she was married to Travis by another guy. And like she said, she was trying to keep her past marriage or that she was currently married while she was dating Travis under wraps. Because as men, I'm going to ask, why is this man not dealing with you anymore? And if y'all watched Travis' testimony earlier, before April, during Valentine's Day, she put her hands on him during Valentine's Day too.
But since the situation has happened, it obviously blew up 20 times more. But I didn't necessarily mean for anything to happen to Travis, his family, his house, or anything. It was like my second home. I would not want anything to happen there.
All right. So again, when you just told the jury that when you sent the text to go shoot up his shit, to shoot meant anything other than a person.
I just clarified my answer to the jury.
I'm asking, isn't that what you just told them?
Sustain. Next question, please.
Isn't it true that when you left his house, that he didn't slam you to the ground? Well, he didn't lift you up off your feet and slam you to the ground, that you actually tripped and fell.
I didn't trip and fall.
Isn't it true that Travis put his foot out and you tripped over his foot and you fell?
No, that's not true.
So you're telling this jury that the video that we saw from the Ring camera shows him picking you up off your feet and slamming you to the ground.
You can barely see it because Daryl's in the way.
So it's the video does
The video that we seen yesterday, you can barely see the full physical between me and Travis.
But the video is the video, right?
Correct, but nightly.
You're not suggesting to the jury that video was tampered with, right?
No, not at all. But I'm just saying the angle of it wasn't. You couldn't see the full testimony of what I'm saying.
Well, we saw you.
Mm-hmm.
This woman is slow. Like, we're literally looking at a video, and none of the videos that I've seen, because the video I shown was from the news, but I have the actual videos that I have saved, and on those videos, he did not pick this woman up at all. When she was punching him in the face, that when I showed y'all earlier, when they were trying to go back in the door after the brother locked them out, she was punching him, and all he was doing is trying to stiff arm her to keep her away from him.
This, right?
Yes.
Saw you fall to the ground, right?
And you saw Daryl in front of the whole entire thing.
Saw you on the ground, right?
Correct.
Saw you jump right back up, right?
Correct.
And then we saw you storm into the house, right?
Yes, he was saying to get my things.
You told Keyshawn that Travis slammed you to the ground 2 times, right?
Correct.
You also told the police that Travis slammed you to the ground several times, right?
Correct.
You also told Tyler that Travis slammed you to the ground a couple times.
Correct.
And you also told that to Tierney and Linda, right?
Correct.
And to be clear, Tierney is Tierney Coleman, Travis's sister.
Correct.
And Linda is his mom, right?
Correct.
So you told basically everyone that night that he picked you up off your feet and slammed you to the ground.
Correct.
Right, there's like we literally have video evidence of this, and you're still lying. Like we even have you recorded on stuff that you said on day 1, and on day 2 you don't remember what you said. This is weird.
Now, on the video we saw, you went back in the house for the purpose of getting your tequila bottle, right?
I was grabbing all my things. I think I still had things on the couch as well.
One of the things you went back into the house to grab was your tequila bottle, was it not?
Correct.
Bottle that you had bought early that evening.
Correct.
That was your bottle, not Travis's, right?
Correct.
Right, Miss Jordan. She's definitely
Isn't it a fact that you started hitting him? And we saw that on the video yesterday, that you started hitting him with your fists.
Yes.
And you were slapping him, were you not?
I don't think I slapped him, but I did like throw a punch or two, at him so I can go in there and get my stuff. He wasn't letting me.
Okay. So he was physically holding you and not letting you go in?
He was blocking me from going in. He's telling me to get my things. I'm going in there to get my things. Then he's blocking me saying like, back up.
And he never raised a hand and touched you, did he not?
Yeah, he was raising his hand the whole time, like grabbing me, pushing me back. Yeah, the whole time.
So did he punch you?
No, he didn't punch me.
Raising his hand. You knew what she meant when she said raising his hand. Raising his hand to hit you. Come on, dog.
Slap you?
No, he didn't slap me.
Did he pick up any objects and hit you over the head with them?
No.
So other than standing there, right? He did absolutely nothing else to you.
Just like a physical altercation without punching or slapping or anything like that. Just the grabbing me up. And
if you're watching the channel, y'all make sure y'all like the channel. We're trying to grow this channel 100,000 subscribers by the end of this year. Let's go.
DJ trying to grab him. It was
was he grabbing you? Was he grabbing you by the hair?
Just like by my shoulders, but like by my arms, like trying to get out, things like that.
Even though he's the one that told you to get the F out of his house, right?
No, he told me to go in there and get my stuff.
He wanted you out. He wanted you out of there,
And I was leaving with my things that I brought.
including your bottle.
It doesn't matter about the bottle, but I wanted my actual clothes and things that I brought because I used to sleep over there all the time.
Well, it doesn't matter about your bottle because when you did leave the house eventually, you took that bottle and hit him over the head.
Sustained.
Isn't it true that
Darius, thank you, bruh. Thank you so much for the cash app, bruh. I really appreciate you cash apping me. It really means a lot. Shout out to Darius. He sent me $5 on the cash app. I really appreciate it. YouTube took my monetization and all my super chats and stuff people had sent me, so I couldn't get money. I couldn't get that check. But I want to tell you, Darius, once again, it really means a lot. Thank you for cash apping me. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
after you left the house, you picked up a brick outside on the lawn?
I picked up a lot of things and I threw a lot of things. I'm not 100% sure about everything, but I was throwing things, yes.
And you picked up that brick. It was your intent to smash Travis's car window, was it not?
It wasn't my intention. I was just frustrated and angry and I was throwing things.
Including the brick, right?
Correct.
Okay. Why do you want to smash his car window?
Like I said, it wasn't intentional. I was just throwing things because I was upset.
And when you were throwing things, you were also screaming things at him, like you were going to send your brother Keyshawn over to kill him, right?
Never, ever, ever said the word kill at all.
Okay, so when you were yelling at him, telling him that you're sending your brother Keyshawn over, it was just to shoot up his shit?
I texted that message. Yes, I did.
You were screaming and
This
yelling
is
at
funny
him.
here. This is funny hearing them saying. Thank you, dear. This is funny hearing them say, shoot up his shit. Like the judge said, shit. What does shit mean?
We're at his house. You're telling him that you're sending Keyshawn over. What exactly did
I never threatened him. The messages between me and my brother were only between me and my brother. They have never seen those messages, and so everything has came out.
This day.
And the reason that we're watching her testimony the longest is because this is the person that orchestrated everything that happened with Travis Rudolph that night. This is a person that is violent, a liar. I'm pretty sure she's probably diagnosed some type of mental illness. She has low self-esteem. She's not secure in her body because she had the BBL, because if you're secure in your body, you would not go and get a BBL or augment the way that you look at any time if you were secure in it. You see that she's trying to be manipulative or try to wiggle her way out of it. And as we watch, she even tried to delete text messages out of her phone, but her brother's so damn stupid, he didn't delete the text messages out of his phone. So that's how those text messages were retrieved. But at the end of the day, if Travis killed one of the guys in the car, then the question would have been asked, how did the brother get over here? And like I said, the guy that he killed in the car, what is his guy name that he killed in the car? They had a GoFundMe for him. His name was Sebastian Jean Jacques. They had a GoFundMe that reached $20,000 for Sebastian. This is ridiculous. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
You're aware that Travis's car window smashed, right?
Correct.
You do it?
Yes.
When did you do it?
Right before I left.
While Travis was still outside?
I don't know if he was outside or inside, but he was still outside yelling.
Okay, so we saw some video yesterday after you left.
Mm-hmm.
Travis is still outside. You remember that?
Yeah.
So your testimony is that while he's outside, you smashed his car window, right?
No, I wasn't there at that point. I think I was already on my way home at that point because I didn't see those videos. When he came outside with no shirt on and all that, that was my first time seeing that.
So when did you exactly smash it? After you were on the lawn, picked up the brick, DJ and Travis.
So these are the kids that I talk about. These are the renegades of society. When this happened, she was 23 years old. These are the renegades that these parents are raising nowadays. it's a case of in Birmingham, where I'm from, where you have 3 young boys in the one household, one who killed 2 girls, and I think within a week of each other. You got a set of twins that killed the girl, and then you had the older brother that killed the girl. And I want to say they were in a weekend of each other. And how does one household produce these renegades? That's what I call these children out of. These are renegades. One household is producing that. Just think about if you know who LPG Duck Mother is. This is a woman that has 10 children, and 5 of her children are dead. 5 have died. Y'all are raising these renegades, and it's ridiculous.
Travis came, they took the brick away from you. You remember that?
Correct.
And then you got in your car and you left. Did you not?
Yeah.
All right. So you didn't break the car window at that point, right?
I was throwing things, so it could have hit it at that point.
So it's possible that you hit it while Travis was still outside, or had he gone back in the house?
I'm not sure.
You also, when
you ain't sure about a lot of stuff. You ain't sure. I know you weren't sure about that wig before you put it on, because that wig is horrible. I wish I had a meme of Suki Hana when she was on talking to Funny Marco, talking about a stiff ass wig. This girl rotating side to side, and the wig is still in the same place. Look at her chair move side to side, and watch her wig don't move at all.
left the house, you called your brother Keyshawn. You remember that?
Yes.
Okay, and you were still crying and upset when you called him, right?
Yes.
And then you also called Tyler Robinson when you left Travis's house, did you not?
Yes.
And you were crying and upset at that point as well.
Yes.
And you told both of them that Travis had picked you up and slammed you to the ground, right?
Yes.
And that he had disrespected you.
Yes.
And you also sent a text message to Keyshawn at roughly 9:45 that Travis dropped you to the ground. You remember that?
Yep.
And in response to that text message, Keyshawn sent a group text message to you and Tyler Robinson that Travis is a dead man walking.
The way I watch people body language a lot, the way she's rocking in that chair is like a kid that's being reprimanded right now. Like I tell y'all, even though people are adults by age, mentally, a lot of these people are children. Honestly, I'm going to be honest with you. She probably did say those things and sent them in a text message and maybe didn't think it was going to end because as a child, we do things, children do things and not think about the future repercussions of the things that they're doing. So when she says she doesn't think or didn't think it would go this far, she was probably being 100% honest because mentally she's still a child.
Is that correct?
Yes.
And that's the message that you deleted from your phone, right?
No, I deleted the shoot his shit up message.
And you also deleted the dead man walking message.
Oh, I'm not sure. I don't remember if I did or not.
Why did you delete messages so that this jury couldn't see them?
It is argumentative phrase that way. Rephrase, please.
Why would you delete evidence so that it's not available for the jury to see?
The evidence wasn't deleted for the jury not to see because clearly I'm standing up here right now and I'm admitting that I did delete the messages and I'm confessing that I did turn my phone into the police.
The reason that these messages are being seen is because your brother dumb and he didn't delete it. He was so distraught that his friend got shot up. He didn't even think to go through his phone and delete the message because if he would have deleted the messages, you probably wouldn't even be talking about how you told your brother to come shoot his shit up. And to be honest, if he would have deleted the messages, it probably would have been looked more bad on him, and she would have even been on trial or been scot-free because she wouldn't have been the mastermind behind all of this. Would have been like, well, she could have lied and said, well, I went home and told my brother this instead of I texted him to come do this.
Enforcement. It wasn't for the jury not to see. After all these actions have happened, you have to understand how that looks. It looks ridiculous. Beforehand, if nothing like that happened, it would have just been words that were said. People say things when they're mad. Their adrenaline is running all the time. So that is the reason why I deleted them after I came to the conclusion that there was a shooting.
And you were concerned about that. You had a guilty conscience, did you not?
I still have a guilty conscience to this day, and I will say that to the jury, to everybody in here. Of course I do. That was never my intentions for no one to die, or for even for him to.
How is it not your intentions for someone to die, but you text dead man walking to your brother? Dead man walking. So much so that your brothers and his friends showed up to this man's house and they recovered 2 guns in that vehicle. Miss Jordan, I agree. She is smooth with the lies. Like, she just let them roll off her tongue.
To be sitting over there right now.
Shoot it up, whatever the shit was, right?
Like I said, I made a terrible choice of words during that time. I was 23. I was young.
And see, this is the stuff that you got to ask yourself, why aren't they charging her for orchestrating this? Because none of this happens, none of it, without her texting her brother first. A chain of events.
I was dumb. I made a very, very bad decision when I said those words, but it was never my intentions.
You deleted those text messages because you know that they were incriminating, right?
No. I deleted those text messages because it actually happened, and I was confused, and Travis shot at them. Okay. So I immediately thought in my head, they're gonna think this is I planned something. Like, that's
you did. You orchestrated this. That's what you didn't want them to think. And now you understand telling us what you don't want people to think, but they're going to think it because that's exactly what happened.
Immediately what I thought in my head.
You were worried about you getting arrested and you getting in trouble and setting this whole thing into motion.
No, I was worried about saying the wrong thing, and it actually...
Correct. You were worried about saying the wrong thing because you were worried about getting incriminated. I agree with Jordan. She should definitely face charges.
Something coming out of it. That's what I was worried about.
And see, the person that defended his home was on trial against 4 major counts, and one of them was murder, right? And this woman sends this text, and we don't know what's going to happen to her. If any charges, if any come.
Deleted it.
Correct. And when I was asked for it, I gave it to them.
Well, after you deleted those text messages before you gave your phone to Detective Vanderland.
And Detective Vanderland asked me, did you delete anything out of your phone?
I'm not asking you what she said. My question was that you deleted those text messages before you gave your phone to law enforcement. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And those text messages were never found on your phone because you deleted.
I hope they charge her, but if y'all remember Tory Lanez case was some bull crap too. And the reason I say that is the same things that they charged Tory Lanez with, they could have charged Kelsey with. And I wouldn't have had an issue with the Tory Lanez case if they would have charged Kelsey too, because the thing is, that night, Kelsey got into a fight with Meg. They found out both of them were sleeping with Tory. Gunpowder residue was on her hands and his hands. They found out both people were shooting the gun, but Meg Thee Stallion only says Tory shot her. It's a bunch of bullcrap.
Them. Is that not correct?
I don't know that.
And the only reason that we have those text messages.
Yeah, they were going to charge her. They probably would have been charged her. This happened in 2021, and it's still, I don't think they still brought any charges against her.
Is because they were found on your brother's phone, on Keyshawn's phone.
If you know, do you know?
No, I don't know.
So to this day, as you sit here, you have no clue how those text messages were discovered by law enforcement. Because we know they weren't on your phone. Right?
No, I don't know how.
You knew at the time of this incident that your brother owned a gun, right?
Correct.
That was a 9mm Glock?
Correct.
And you also knew that he had owned other guns over a course of time, did you not?
I knew he had his license to carry.
I didn't ask about his license to carry. My question was, you knew that he also had other guns during the course of the time that he first bought his first gun. He had owned other guns besides that Glock. That was my question. Not his concealed weapons permit.
She's argumentative.
What's the objection, please?
This girl says she's argumentative. What? Nigga, answer the question.
All right, rephrase it is.
You knew that your brother owned at the time of the incident one gun. Is that correct? A Glock?
Correct.
That's your testimony?
Correct.
But he also owned other guns, right?
I'm not sure during his time of how many guns. I don't.
Well, are you aware that he had a 9mm Taurus that he sold to Tyler Robinson?
Yes.
What other guns are you aware of that your brother had and sold?
The gun that you just mentioned. I know he sold that to Tyler.
Any other guns that you're aware of that he had and sold?
No.
You're not aware that he had a 380 that he purchased and sold?
No.
You knew that Tyler Robinson also, at the time of the incident, owned a gun, the Taurus 9mm, did you not?
No.
The gun that your brother...
Miss Jordan, I think she thinks she's smarter than what she actually is. I think she thinks she's the smartest person in the room, and she's probably felt that way because she might be the smartest person in the room typically in her everyday life. You got to think she's dating a man that allows her to beat on him. Like if you will go back early in the stream, they have videos of her. I show videos of her beating on this man, and his excuse for her beating on him or why he allowed it is because he loved her. Then she feels as if she could call her brother to come avenge her or fight for her honor because Travis supposedly slammed her on her neck 2 times. And so that warrants him to come to this man's house with 4 men and 2 weapons to feel as if she can beat, that she can control it. Looks like she was in control of her brothers, his friends, and maybe her relationship. Yeah, and I agree with that because I feel like she thinks she's the smartest person in the room. And what happened was, I think she lost it when she found out that she didn't have as much control over Travis as she thought. And then she just came off getting a BBL, and Travis told her that Kayla's body was better than her body naturally. So that means that sent her over the top even more because you got to think of the mental stuff you have to go through in healing, and then the mental stuff you were already dealing with, insecurities to go get a BBL and your body augmented and stuff like that. So having this person you think that you got in your pocket and you going through his phone and seeing that he's on to somebody else because during your time of healing, that month and a half of healing, y'all wasn't hanging out as much. That's what she said, because you were healing. Yeah, you gotta go back and look at this case because it's definitely wild. Like the stuff she said, the stuff the brother gets up there looking crazy. He owned the 911 call and stuff like that. I'm gonna ask y'all, the people that's watching right now, is it snitching if you go to someone's house to beat them up and they come out and shoot you, and you call the police and you say, hey, Travis Rudolph shot my friend. He shot at all of us. He's a black male with no shirt on. He came out the house shooting. Is that snitching? Does that go against the street code? Y'all let me know if y'all, the people that's watching. Also, make sure y'all like the video.
So you weren't aware that Tyler still.
I'm not aware of the exact transaction, when the transaction happened, how many days. I'm not aware of that, but yes, I am aware that the gun was sold to Tyler.
Aware that Tyler Robinson suffered since Tyler Robinson in fact did take a gun with him to Travis Rudolph's house, right? If you know.
Didn't know that.
So to this day, as you're sitting here, you're telling this jury hold on. You're telling this jury as you sit here today under oath that this is the first time you're hearing that Tyler Robinson brought a gun with him to Travis Rudolph's house. Is that what you're telling the jury?
No.
So when did you learn that Tyler Robinson brought a gun to Travis Rudolph's house?
I can't remember the exact time I learned.
You know that now, right? Right?
Yes, I know that now.
So you tell Tyler and your brother.
Darius, I said the same thing. Y'all show up to my house 4 deep, and it's just little old me. And y'all think I'm just for to come out the house and fight y'all? Come on. That don't even make sense. That makes no sense at all. That make no sense at all.
To go shoot his shit up, and Tyler Robinson actually brought a gun to his house, right?
Huh?
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Have you ever asked Tyler Robinson why he brought his gun there?
He says he carries his gun.
The question is, did you ask him?
No, I never asked him.
You were just going to give an answer. So which is it?
You didn't let me, so you choose.
Ms. Jones,
She being a smart ass now.
just answer.
Sorry.
Question was,
You see how combative she just got? That's a glimpse of what people encounter with her. That's her day-to-day life of being combative and being a smart ass.
What was the question?
question was, did you ever ask him?
No.
Okay, next question.
Is the way you talk to me, is that the way you talk to Travis?
Right. We all need to know. Do you talk to Travis this way?
How am I talking to you? I feel like I'm being respectful.
Okay. So you
know what's sad about what she just said? This is probably her actually being respectful. This is her actually being respectful, which is a sad, sad reality. These are the renegades y'all parents are raising right now.
just made a comment to me.
Sustained.
You didn't call the police that night to report that Travis Rudolph picked you up by your feet and slammed you to the ground 2 times, committing a battery on you, right?
No.
You were battered though, right? That's your testimony.
Correct.
Your testimony is also that you were basically falsely imprisoned and held against your will. Did you call the police to tell them that?
No.
Instead, you drove home, right?
Correct.
Del Rey?
Yes.
And Keyshawn was there?
Correct.
And you were crying and upset?
I kind of calmed down by the time I got there.
And you and Keyshawn had a conversation about what had happened, right?
Yes.
And you testified yesterday on direct examination that Keyshawn told me I was overly tripping. It's not serious.
Both of us, not just me.
Who?
Me and Travis, like we're both overly tripping. It wasn't
What
that
does overly tripping mean?
Just meaning in relationships, sometimes things get out of hand for no reason. And then outsider can see better than me and him inside the relationship. Okay. I'm ready.
Isn't it true that your brother said that he ran out and choked him?
Yes.
So he kept it even.
So,
Isn't that true?
yes.
And isn't it true that you also told Detective Luna that he was with his friends?
Yes.
So you knew while you were at the hospital that his friends were with him.
After I spoke to Daryl, because he said his dreadhead friend is dead.
You already testified that you spoke with Chris and with Keyshawn.
I spoke to them after I spoke to Travis and Daryl.
So you're saying that that's how you found out about that? Was from Travis? From who?
Daryl, DJ, his brother. They were naming like that. They were saying that light-skinned nigga. They were saying the nigga with the dread. So that's when I'm starting to understand like more people came rather than my brother, because my brother doesn't have dreads.
Explain to the jury how it was that you just told the jury that your brother told you that I'm not here to start nothing with you. I'm here to talk.
Yeah, I'm not saying that we didn't have a discussion on the phone. And I don't want to, that's what I'm trying to let the jury understand. I'm not saying there wasn't a discussion over the phone. Was it a detailed discussion about what exactly happened that night? No, the conversation was not that long, is my point that I'm trying to get across to you. This isn't a detailed, what I'm reading, this is not detailed at all.
Well, this is your detail that you gave to Detective Ema.
Which is very minimal, because that's all I know. That's what I'm saying. When we talked on the phone. Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
You told Detective Ema also that it wasn't like that your brother came in there with a gun and tried to start something. You remember that?
Correct.
Again, you brought up Keyshawn and his gun, right? Look at page 11, please, lines 14 to 16.
We're gonna end this tonight because, as we clearly can see, if y'all want to go watch this, shout out to Law and Crime YouTube channel. They got the whole trial on there. Y'all can go and watch it. But what I'm going to say is, before we get out of here, men and women, make sure y'all are vetting the people that you guys are talking to, dating, or thinking about getting married or in serious relationships with, because so many people are living in a medicated reality. They either doped up on drugs, alcohol, sex, social media, they're trying to get clout, something like that. You got to make sure you're vetting these people. You have to date them long enough. You need to see them go through every season. Some people get to wintertime, they want to be cuddled up in the house. Summertime hit, they want to have a hot girl summer, or some men want to be wearing their hoochie daddy shorts and show off their Peter Wacker prints and stuff like that and get attention. So you have to ask yourself, am I a good person and understand people enough to where I can vet someone to bring them in my life? And am I smart enough, or have I been seasoned enough, or been around people enough, or studied body language enough, studied how people talk and act enough to say, hey, I feel like I vetted myself enough to vet someone else to say, hey, this person is suitable for my life. Because what happens is we have too many situations like this. And like I said, if you've watched Snapped before, then you know this is nothing new. This is nothing out of the ordinary. When women get fed up, they do things and they get excused for doing certain things because of their emotion and how they feel. Men, we don't get that. And also, when it comes to aggression, like I said, men and women both have levels of aggression, but those levels of aggression are shown differently. Miss Jordan said you might want to date them without getting horizontal too quickly too. I would have to agree. Sex clouds the judgment. Sex clouds the judgment. Sex clouds the judgment. You have a lot of people that know that they can manipulate people through sex too. They know they ain't no good. So you might have a guy that know he's seasoned, or a woman that knows she's seasoned in the bedroom. And they know a lot of times, a lot of people know their best asset, right? Like you'll get on Facebook and you'll scroll down Facebook and you'll see this girl that's always taking photos from the backside. Like she'll take the picture like this in the mirror, but only thing that's showing is her backside, her butt, because she knows that's her best feature. She knows she may not be the cutest woman, so the picture got to accentuate and show what she's really working with, her best feature. So that's how people are. A lot of people are going to use what their best is. Some people are smooth talkers. Some people are study people enough to know body language and know how to maneuver in certain spaces in rooms. Some people are good at sex. Some people know they're good looking. They have pretty privilege. Like all of these things and factors come into play when we're talking about dating someone. Dating someone is so important. People just think it's something that you're just supposed to do. It's supposed to be some whimsical, magical thing, and then when it doesn't work, you just move on to the next. Sometimes it needs to be some healing involved. It needs to be some reflection involved, because It could be life or death. The person that you date could be some life or death stuff. I agree. Miss Jordan says some people feel like it's not what she said, some people feel as though it's not love if you're not fighting, which is toxic. Walk away from those people. I agree. But I also agree that some people think that toxic dysfunction and drama, throwing vases at people's head, trying to run each other over with cars, shooting at each other, cheating on each other, babies out of wedlock, pinning babies on somebody. A lot of people think that's normal, everyday activity when it comes to relationships. That is sad. A lot of people think that is normal, everyday behavior when it comes to relationships. A lot of people grow up seeing that. A lot of people grow up in dysfunction. A lot of people grow up in chaos or around women that believe in like Tyler Perry stories. All of that is sad. That is sad. Vetting someone is very important when it comes to giving your body to them, sharing finances to them, sharing your deepest, darkest secrets with them, sharing your past with them, trying to share your future with them, trying to intermingle lifestyles together. And like I said, all of that is important because sometimes, even if it doesn't end in death, sometimes a person can hurt you so bad that ain't no coming back from it. Some people are hurt from a heartbreak. They are 14 years old and they 35, 40 years old and still haven't recovered from a heartbreak from a girl or a guy at 14 years old. That's why you have to make sure that you understand that your heart, your body, your mind, your soul is a valuable asset, and everybody should not have access to that valuable asset. Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of people think that's all life is supposed to be. And I'm here to tell y'all, contrary to popular belief, life can be easy. Life can be simple. Life can be fun without the drama. You could build something nice, beautiful, healthy, productive, with the opposite sex or the same sex. I don't know what your preference is, but you can interact with someone and it not be tumultuous, that is not strenuous, that is not stressing you out, that doesn't have your hair falling out, that it doesn't have you losing weight, that it have you up at night, sleepless nights. You can have a great, peaceful, loving, productive lifestyle, family, and it's not that difficult. Like I said, a lot of us are going, and I'm gonna say something that's controversial, and I don't know why it's controversial, but it is. A lot of y'all are not liking people that like you. I don't go out here and chase women that don't naturally like me. I see a lot of guys that, when I get money, I'm gonna be able to bag her because she didn't want to talk to me because I was broke. But when she see me pull up in this new Lexus or this Lamb or this Vet, she gonna want to holler at me. That woman don't naturally like you, because if you have to go and jump through hurdles and stuff like that, that means you're giving something to her or trying to attract her with something that's outside of you. I only like women that like me. I don't go and chase or force a woman to like me. I'm not chasing a woman either. I attract women. Women that are attracted to me, I'm cool with talking to them because I know that I'm going to have a better experience with a woman that genuinely likes and loves me. Same thing with women. A lot of women, y'all are shooting for the moon when you need to be on Earth. A lot of these guys, y'all are going for the pretty boy, the dope boy, or the nigga with the money and all this. Like, you got to understand, those people are out of your league at times. And you're trying to do like the BBLs and body augmentations and facelifts and changing hair colors and putting weaves in your hair and long fingernails and, putting the eyelashes on, because a lot of those are things you're trying to do to hide who you really are. You're trying to become more attractive. You're trying to compete with other women, because let's be real. When it comes to looks, I understand that women, the burden of looking a certain type of way is on y'all more than it is men. That's why 98% of cosmetic surgery is done by women. Even though it's growing in men, because now you got the men doing the leg lengthening surgery. Now I've seen they got penis lengthening surgery. stuff like that. Now I see men getting pec implants and ab implants. So it's slowly growing with the men because the men I feel like they're in competition, and a lot of this is because of social media. Social media has people feeling like they have to compete with somebody that they don't even know that's all the way across the world that they'll never see again. But they feel like, oh, I gotta look like this, I gotta look like that. Don't get me wrong. There should be goals that each and every one of us have, and we should strive to achieve those goals. But with those goals, we got to make sure they're also realistic. And a lot of times people put themselves in bad mental states because they make goals for themselves that typically are unrealistic, and get depressed and down on themselves because they put themselves in a box, or give themselves goals that they're not going to be able to accomplish. If you 400 pounds, you don't need to set a goal in a year to lose 200 pounds. And at the end of the year, you've only lost 50, but you've been fat your whole life. You never really changed how you really ate. But you think you finna just in 1 year change and cut 200 pounds out of nowhere? Miss Jones said, I didn't know that was awful for me, and you're blowing my mind. Man, it's a girl tried to kidnap me, LOL. I saw her other day on that pic on Facebook. She been working out, but she still just ain't got a cute face. Sorry, Miss Jordan. She dang. Yeah, like I said, like who like you. That'll solve a lot of these issues. If you like who like you, you'll be in the game. Don't be shooting for the moon. Don't be trying to get somebody that don't like you. But I'm finna get up out of here. I've been on here 2 hours and stuff. Like I said, if y'all want to watch this case, I watched it on Law and Order. Travis Rudolph. Travis Rudolph was found not guilty on 4 charges of murder. It's the biggest charge, after his girlfriend called her brothers over there to assassinate him because she lied about getting body slammed. And if y'all see this video, her hitting him, you can see she got them Floyd Mayweather haymaker she was throwing the Mike Tyson bombs at this man. So like I said, y'all make sure y'all go and watch. Thanks, Miss Jordan. Bruh, she tried to keep me at her house. She hired us to move her to Atlanta. What? Darius, you gotta come on and tell this story. We might have to do a live. We might have to do a live tomorrow where you could tell us how you almost got kidnapped by the girl that had you moved to Atlanta. But you said she ain't cute though. Darius said the girl ain't cute. She ain't cute at all. Exactly, Miss Jordan. I want to know what he did to the lady too. He probably was out here wearing his hoochie daddy shorts, trying to get her to look at his Peter Welcome. Did she look like this? Darius, did she look like this? I hope she didn't. Well, like I said, we're finna get on up out of here. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. I think I'm getting a little bit better each time I stream. I'm trying to get over this being on the camera, because this is not naturally me. I don't take pictures. I be on social media, but I don't post pictures and stuff like that, videos. So this is all new, and I'm getting better every day, comfortable and stuff like that. Yeah, send it to me in the inbox. I got to see what she look like. But it's the New Normal Podcast. Like I said, if you're watching, make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video. Go back and rewatch this video if you want to watch the trial. Like I said, it was on Law and Crime YouTube channel. That's where they got all the days of the trial. Dominique Jones's interview was day 1. Testimony was day 1 and day 2. If you want to watch her, those were actually good parts of the trial, and her brother testimony. That was a good one. Like I said, we out of here. Y'all take it easy.